neighborhood.
What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you did a murder for what?
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do?
Welcome to the Famous Girl TV, and today I'm discussing everything that's going on in Minnesota right now. As you just saw, a woman was unfortunately shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minnesota. It appears that she was trying to block the road to keep them from doing their investigation or whatever it was that they were doing. The cop told her to get out the car. She didn't get out the car. She tried to step on the gas and get out of there, and then shots were fired. It was later stated that, she succumbed to her injuries and passed away. Now, right now, I'm seeing a lot of outrage. A lot of people are upset. You have Governor Tim Walz, who is facing a huge amount of scrutiny right now due to everything that's going on with the fraud and the Somalians. Because, as you know, Governor Tim Walz, he gave the Somalians, he gave them a lot of power. And, while he was running his state, all of this fraud was really happening under his nose. So a lot of people are upset with him right now, and they want answers, and they want to know why their tax dollars are being wasted with these fake, daycares and fake, welfare programs where the Somalians are taking millions and millions of dollars and then sending it back to their country. Like, literally none of the taxpayers are seeing any of their tax dollars go back into their communities, because it's literally going back to Somalia. So after this shooting happened, Homeland Security actually made a post on X. I'm going to read it. They said, today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. This is the direct consequence of constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians who fuel and encourage rampant assaults on our law enforcement, who are facing 1,300% increase in assaults against them and an 8,000% increase in death threats. This is an evolving situation, and we will give the public more information as soon as it becomes available. So then Tim Walz came back and quoted this tweet from Homeland Security, and he said, "I've seen the video. Don't believe this propaganda machine. The state will ensure there is a full, fair, and expeditious investigation to ensure accountability and justice." So then Representative, I believe her name is Ilhan Omar, okay, she is also being accused of all sorts of fraud, and she's also been accused of allegedly marrying her brother so that she would have so that she could gain citizenship in the country. So she came back and she said on X, She said, ICE's actions today were unconscionable and reprehensible. I am beyond outraged that their reckless, callous actions led to the killing of a legal observer in Minneapolis. My heart breaks for the victim's family who have to forever live with the pain caused by the Trump administration's reckless and deadly actions. This administration has shown yet again that it does not care about the safety of Minnesotans. Instead of protecting our communities, they are unleashing violence, terrorizing neighborhoods, and now killing a civilian. For weeks, ICE's so-called Operation Metro Surge has spread fear, chaos, and violence across our state. This is not law enforcement. It is state violence. It is simply indefensible, and ICE must be held accountable. This must include a full, comprehensive investigation and legal action against the agency. Then she also quoted the same tweet from Homeland Security that Tim Walz had quoted, and she said, "You're lying. There was no attempt to run the officer over, and no ICE agents appear to be hurt. Get out of our city." So I see on social media, a lot of people are outraged. A lot of people are upset. They want ICE gone out of the community. They just don't want them there. And, you know, people are outraged. I understand that. But I have to be honest, and I have to call bullshit when I see it. That woman in that car, she had absolutely no business doing what she did. She had no right to pull up in her vehicle as a civilian to try to impede on any sort of investigation. These cops, ICE, regardless of how you feel about them personally, at the end of the day, they are federal officers. These are federal agents. They're not even like the regular police. They're federal police. You cannot just roll up on these people saying all kinds of crazy shit, you know, and driving erratic and rah-rah. You cannot do that. You just can't. This situation, and it's so sad that this lady lost her life, and my heart goes out to her family. That's horrible. And I really hate that this woman lost her life. But it's like, you have no business down there harassing ICE, because that's what happened. She was there harassing them. Whether you like ICE, whether you agree with their policies and what they're doing or not, that does not give you a right as a civilian to think that you're going to get in your car and go try to impede on an active investigation. You cannot do that. The cop, you know, he told her, you need to get out of the car. He told her multiple times, get out the car. She did not get out of the car, and she stepped on the gas. And I feel like when she stepped on that gas, that's when the situation went left, because I just feel like even if I don't know if she was actually intending to run one of them over. I don't know if that was what she was trying to do. But it's like, even if she wasn't trying to run him over, sometimes it's the optics. It's how things look. You know, you're being aggressive. You're driving erratic. You're trying to block off the road. You're yelling at them through the window. Like, your behavior is erratic. You're acting erratic. And then on top of your erratic behavior, you're not obeying their commands. They're telling you, get out the car. You're not listening. So, of course, when you go to mash your foot on the gas, they're probably going to think that you're trying to run them over. So it was probably natural reaction, a natural response for that cop to pull out his gun and start shooting. It was a natural reaction. Because at the end of the day, they told her to get out the car and she ignored them. So regardless of how anyone feels, like, sometimes it's like we got to take our emotions out of things and we got to think rationally. Because to me, the situation, this wasn't rational. It wasn't rational. It wasn't well thought out. It just wasn't a good idea. So I think it's okay to protest. It's okay to voice your concerns. It's okay to give your opinion, or to be concerned, or to be outspoken. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a way to do it, and you have to do it safely. If you're going to protest, just protest safely. You know, it's the middle of winter. It's cold. Why are we outside trying to heckle ICE? Because at the end of the day, they're still going to do what they were sent there to do. They're federal agents. They work for the federal government. They're doing what the president told them to do. So there's no way you as a liberal civilian going out there saying anything to them is going to stop them from doing what they need to do. So I just feel like the best thing to do is to just stay out of it. Stay out of it. If you're going to protest, protest safely. But you do not need to be getting up, going into the street and physically fucking putting yourself in the line of fire. It's not worth it. That lady lost her life, and for what? There's no reason why she needed to die today and lose her life. You know, and the whole thing is unfortunate. And I understand people being upset, but I gotta be honest. She had no right to do what she was doing, period. And then it's like, I gotta call bullshit again because I already see Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. I already see them spinning this situation into a narrative, trying to, saying, oh, you guys are lying and there was no attempt to run this officer over. You guys need to get out and this is crazy. Look what they're doing. See, look, ICE, they're out here killing civilians. Now they want to kill all the civilians. Oh, look, guys, they're attacking American citizens now. Like, I see the fucking play. I see it for what it is. I can already see these two trying to twist this situation. And I just feel like they are both trying to use this shit to distract from the real issue and everything that's going on with the fraud. I see it. The writing's on the wall. They're already setting it up. They're going to try to turn this into like a fucking George Floyd situation to try to make a moment, to try to make this big movement and act like, this is an attack on Americans. And it's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. I just feel like, like I said, at the end of the day, you want to protest, you need to do it safely. There is no reason why anybody should be putting themselves out there in the line of fire like this at all for any reason. Now, Omar and Tim Walz saying, oh, you guys are lying. I watched the video. You just shot her just cause. A lot of people are also saying that on X, they feel like, they really just shot her because they wanted to, like it wasn't a justified shooting. Now, I did put the clips in here that you saw. I even put it, zoomed in, slowed down. From what I saw, it did appear that the officer was standing in front of the vehicle when she hit the gas. So personally, from my perspective, I see both sides. Like, I could see how the driver was probably not trying to run him over, but trying to flee or get away. Because if you look closely, you could see the tires were like turning to the right, like she was trying to turn to leave. But I could also see how, an officer standing in front of a car, I could see how that person may have felt like the driver was trying to run them over, because it's like she wasn't listening to their commands. Her behavior was pretty reckless, erratic. And, she hit the gas really hard and really fast. So I could see how the officer felt like, she could have been trying to run them over. The whole situation is just unfortunate. And I just feel like I said, I just feel like it's unnecessary. And no one needed to die today. This really was avoidable. This was preventable. So I don't really appreciate how Omar and Walz are trying to turn this into something else. They're trying to make this into something bigger than what it really is, in my opinion. And like I said, I understand the outrage, but we just have to be smarter with how we handle things and how we deal with ICE, because going out there, boxing him in with your car, like, that is not going to end well for you. Like, this should be a lesson for everybody. I just want everybody to stay safe and just be mindful of what they're doing and think about what you do before you do it. But I want to know what you think after seeing the video. Do you feel like that woman was trying to run that agent over on purpose? Or do you feel like they just were trigger happy and just wanted to shoot and kill somebody? Like, what do you think? Do you think this was, a justified shooting or not? Me personally, I think it was justified. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what you think. So go ahead and sound off in the comments, like the video if you can. And yeah, just let me know what you think. Thank you for being here with me today. And I'm definitely going to try to do better when it comes to uploading. 2026, I want to be more consistent and cover some more like political topics. So I will be trying to put out some more content on, issues like this, but I definitely want to hear from you guys. I want to get your feedback and, just thank you for watching. See you guys next time.